What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. So today we're going to be talking about the weight loss challenge DietBet. Now, if you're not familiar with what this is, it's pretty popular, especially you notice it a lot on Instagram. A lot of people that have big followings will host these diet bets. So let me explain kind of what it is. So now what the diet bet is, it's basically like a 30-day weight loss game where you are betting against yourself and against other people that you will lose a certain amount of weight in that time. Now, the way that it works is you put in, normally it's like about $35, but it just depends on what the host decides they want it to be. So it's about $35. You put that into the pot at the start, and then you are basically betting against yourself that you will lose 4% of your body weight in that time. And the way that it's marketed is that if you do lose 4% of your body weight, you will split the pot, which a lot of times the pot can be very, very large, over $100,000. So you'll split the pot with the people that won and the people that maybe weren't able to, stick to their weight loss goals. They will lose that money that they put in. Now, nothing too crazy there. If some people don't like betting, some people do. That's kind of a personal preference. Now, I'm going to be honest. You guys have seen, if you guys have been watching the channel, I have made a video on DietBet before, and I have talked about how I'm not the biggest fan. And in that video, I did state that I actually had hosted a couple diet bets when I first kind of started my Instagram, when it was first kind of like blowing up. I didn't really know much about it. It did sound kind of cool. I thought that it would be kind of fun. But once you host them, you realize, at least I started to realize why maybe people might want to host them a lot because the host, now I don't think this is for every diet bet, but if you are, I don't know. I looked into it. Some people said it is, some people said it isn't. But if you are an influencer and you get a good amount of people to join your diet bet, you get 10% of the pot. And sometimes that can go even higher. There was a point where I think I hosted 2, and they said if you host another one, you'll actually get 15 to 20% of the pot. So it can actually get to be more. So now when you think of that, I think that is where a lot of people, and myself included, I started to feel a little iffy about DietBet. Now, I don't see anything wrong with people making money. I think that it's great. I mean, this is my job, right? I think it's important that you make money doing what you love, but I think that it is also very important that you disclose that fact. And that's one of the things I noticed and that I really kind of soured me on DietBet is they never really make you say that, hey, I'm making money off of this. They never really make you disclose any of that information. And to me, I don't like that. And I think that you should be very upfront, like, hey, I'm going to make money off of this. But at the same time, like, let me help you. I think that we can work together and we can help you in your weight loss goals. Now, the reason that I'm even talking about this and that it's kind of got brought to my attention again is because there's, I guess, been a lot of drama with FatGirlFedUp on Instagram and DietBet and the community. It's actually been quite a big deal. Apparently, there's been a lot of, personal stuff that Lexi's been going through, FatGirlFedUp, that I don't really want to get into all of that. That's not what this video is about. But there's also been some business practices that some people are not super happy about, that they feel like transparency has been lost in a lot of this stuff. So I want to read a statement that DietBet made on their Instagram. Thank you so much for your recent feedback regarding our host Lexi Reed, FatGirlFedUp. Your thoughts are incredibly important to us, and we take your feedback seriously. After much consideration, we've decided to continue our partnership with Lexi in 2020. We look forward to helping her continue to inspire thousands of players along their wellness journey. Lexi is committed to making improvements in her games going forward, such as more posts from Lexi, transparency when she is participating in the game versus coaching, and additional follow-up steps to when the players might have not received their notices to claim their prizes. We deeply value our community of diet bettors like our games. We strive to create a positive and supportive place on this page so that we can share our player successes and provide encouragement. Should you have any questions or concerns regarding Lexi Reed or DietBet games, please contact us directly at their email. So a couple things to unpack there. When they are saying that, having better transparency between hosting and playing in the games, you can host a game. Now, all the games that I hosted, I never actually competed in because I had lost all of my weight. So I always made it very clear, hey, I'm not doing this with you guys. I'm not losing weight with you guys, but I'm here to help you if you have any questions, right? Because with DietBet, one of the the things that people do like about them is that it basically creates this own page that only people that are in the DietBet can see, and you guys can kind of talk to each other. You can talk to the host if the host is active, and it can become a really cool community to help people that are along the same journey. So I think a lot of this comes down to, expectations being a little too high, and I think that can be, it can be anyone's fault. I think that, maybe Lexi was promising way too much and not delivering, and that is definitely an issue and that should not be happening. I honestly, it's hard for me to say if I think DietBet made the right decision here. I think honestly, if it was me in this situation, I would take a step back and be like, I'm not going to host any games for quite a while because this is obviously not working out. Obviously, I've made some mistakes, so I need to get better and then maybe host one in the future, because I know that Lexi likes to host them pretty frequently. I think she was doing it every month last year, that's a lot of DietBets to be hosting. And if you're promising that you're going to be giving away prizes, those prizes need to get to the people. You can't be making these promises. And if someone's won something, they should get that thing. So it's definitely, there's a lot of stuff going on there that it's definitely a mess. And I am glad that I'm not dealing with that. I was actually curious what you guys thought about the whole situation or just about DietBet in general. So I put on my story, but just curious for those of you who know what DietBet is, what are your thoughts about them? And I said, thoughts on DietBet, be honest. And I really wasn't sure how many people would even respond, if that many people even really knew about it. And as you guys can see, there were so many responses. I could not believe how many people had something to say about it. And it was actually really interesting because it seems like, honestly, 95 to 98% of the responses were people being like, I don't like DietBet. I have my reservations. But there were some people that had some positive stuff to say, so I want to share some of those with you guys now. So this first one, it helps me stay motivated and disciplined. Now, I think a lot of people can definitely attest to when you put money into something, you tend to maybe want to stay committed to that thing. So I think that's one of the draws with DietBet is people, when you do invest in something, you have more of a stake in it, right? You really want to actually give it a shot. So I can see why for some people having that monetary value into the DietBet will make you want to, maybe work a little bit harder and stick to your goals. Tried it, hated it. I get more ideas and motivation from IG, and I won $2.38. Now, that is definitely one of the negatives, and that's one of my main problems with DietBet is they say you're going to split the pot, and you see this pot being gigantic, over $100,000, and you're like, man, if I lose weight, I can make a good amount of money doing this. And a lot of times you end up making $2. Now, if you're going to lose weight anyways, right, it's nice to win a little bit of money. But I think that's one of the problems is they make it seem like you're going to get all this money. And most of the time, DietBet takes about 10% of the pot, and then the host is getting 10 to 20% of the pot. So you're not actually splitting the whole pot. And I don't know if maybe they should kind of disclose that, you're going to split 80% of this pot, because usually they're not actually splitting the whole pot, and then you end up winning, $1. Dangerous because they monetize weight loss and could kickstart disordered habits. Now, this is definitely something that bothers me with the whole situation, is because it's all about trying to get that weight down. That's all that matters, right? And it doesn't, if the host is really good, you're going to be getting good information. But if the host isn't being active at all, and now you're just like, well, I need to be this weight by this time because then I'm going to lose my money. People can start doing some drastic things, and that's kind of scary. And then on top of that, I know a lot of people, it's very easy to make yourself weigh a lot more. At the start of the DietBet, if I were to eat something that was full of sodium, ton of salt in it, drink a ton of water, and then weigh myself, I can make myself weigh 15 to 20 pounds heavier, and then the next day I'll be 15 to 20 pounds lighter. It's very easy to play the system. So it's definitely another problem that DietBet, somehow they need to solve that. Some are genuine, but the big influencers just use it to make money and shill it way too hard. Now, I don't think that everyone that promotes DietBet has this evil agenda. Definitely, I have some friends that do them, and they love them, and they're actually very active in their communities, and that's the deciding factor, at least in my mind, is if you're active and you're actually helping people, and on top of that, you're honest about what's going on, that you're getting 10% of the pot, so you're going to work for that 10%. I don't see that as an issue. But if someone's doing DietBets over and over and over and over again, and they're the people in the diet bets are saying they're never in there. I haven't gotten any help. I'm not getting any feedback, anything like that. That's a problem because these people are making thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars and they're not even doing anything. And that's definitely a problem. The reason that I'm even talking about it is because I feel like the weight loss community, I'm a part of it, right? And when stuff like this happens, it makes it look bad, and that kind of makes me upset. I liked them at first, but now I feel like I restrict and then binge after the game. Now, this is definitely something that it's kind of similar to that last one. It can really start some unhealthy habits because people will do so much to try and lose weight for these games, and then once they're done with the games or whatever it might be, they realize, okay, well, now I'm not motivated anymore. And now, is that the game's fault or is that the person's fault? That's kind of for you to decide. But I think that if you are joining these diet bets, a lot of it comes down to you, and you should realize, like, what are your expectations coming out of this? And if you only feel like you're motivated while you're doing these diet bets, you should probably take a step back and think, why am I trying to lose weight? Because the answer, like I said in my last video, it should be to be healthier. That's the most important thing. And if you're only able to lose weight because you're doing these diet bets, that's probably going to be a sign of a problem. All in all, do I think that diet bet is the worst thing in the world and it's horrible? No. Do I think that it's a scam? Not really, because I think that most people kind of know what they're getting into. Now, do I think that there has been some deception and there has been some transparency issues? Absolutely. And I think that's the main problem, is that they have not done a good job of actually sharing what's going on. And the fact that most people don't know that the hosts are making money off of that, that's kind of a problem to me. It just seems a little slimy. And I really think that it's important to let people know, hey, I'm making money off this. Like that's not always a bad thing, but let people know that's why I'm promoting this so much, because I'm going to make some money off of it. But I'm going to make money off of it, but I really think that I can add value to your life. I really think that I can help you. And then everyone wins. There's no problem with that. But when it's not stated and people have no idea, that's where the issue is, at least for me mainly. But there you guys go. I really am curious to hear what you guys think about the whole situation down in the comment section down below. Again, this video is not at all to attack anybody. That's not why I'm doing this. This is just it's something that's very important to me, and it's really close to my heart, and I really want to make sure that people know about what's going on. But again, I'm not trying to attack anyone. But thank you guys so much for watching the video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. There's one other thing that I wanted to say. Oh yeah, look how buff I am.
Obey the warning signs, and when there are flashing lights or wigwags, don't attempt to cross until they come to a complete stop.